Bill Gates and the library visit. Bill Gates, one of the wealthiest and most influential technology minds in the world, decided to make a somewhat unusual move one morning. After years of dealing with the high-paced world of technology and global projects, Gates felt a strong urge to take a break from his regular routine. He wanted to experience something different, something beyond the world of software, innovation, and global endeavors. His decision? To visit a library, as an ordinary reader, to reconnect with the roots of learning. When Gates stepped into the library, the first thing that caught his attention was how distant it seemed from the world of technology. Instead of the modern gadgets and screens he was used to, he was surrounded by books, shelves upon shelves filled with knowledge, information, and stories. The atmosphere was calm, almost tranquil, and the hum of digital devices was replaced with the rustle of paper and the soft murmur of people deep in thought. Gates felt an immediate sense of peace and nostalgia wash over him. He wandered through the aisles of books, each one holding the promise of a different world, a different journey. The tactile sensation of touching a book, turning its pages, and absorbing its content felt like a forgotten art. It was a stark contrast to the way people now consumed information digitally, at the speed of light, without ever touching a page. Yet here in this library, the process of learning seemed slower, more deliberate, and deeply immersive. As he explored the library, Gates found a corner where a young student was absorbed in a book. The student, sitting at a table with a pile of books, was reading one about the history of technology. The student was focused, deeply engaged in the content, and Gates couldn't help but be impressed by the intensity of the student's concentration. In that moment, Gates realized that the student wasn't just learning information. They were absorbing the past, reflecting on it, and using it to shape their own future. Gates moved a little closer, watching the student from a distance. The energy in the room was palpable. It wasn't just about reading. It was about connecting with knowledge on a deeper level. It made Gates think about how, in today's fast-paced world, information was often consumed so quickly, without much thought or reflection. The student in front of him, however, was taking his time, reflecting, and engaging with the material in a way that felt almost timeless. As he walked around, Gates noticed a few other students gathered in another corner, discussing something with great enthusiasm. Their conversation was centered on technology, and Gates overheard snippets about artificial intelligence, the future of automation, and the ethical implications of technology in the coming years. One student was passionately explaining how AI would revolutionize the world, making it more efficient and streamlined. "You know," said one of the students, "AI will change everything. It's the future, and we're just at the beginning. It's going to make everything faster, better, and more accurate. There's no turning back from that." Bill Gates, listening quietly from a distance, smiled. He agreed with much of what the student said. Artificial intelligence, in its many forms, was indeed the next frontier. But as he listened more carefully, another student chimed in. "Sure, AI can do a lot, but I think we also need to remember what makes us human. Empathy, compassion. Those are things that AI can never replicate. We must be careful not to lose those qualities in the rush to embrace technology." Gates nodded to himself. This was the kind of insight he cherished, the understanding that technology, while transformative, must always serve humanity, not replace the fundamental qualities that made humans unique. As much as he had been a driving force behind the digital revolution, he never lost sight of the importance of human connection, empathy, and creativity. These qualities, after all, were the heart of innovation. The students' conversation continued, and Gates, intrigued by their perspectives, decided to join in. He made his way over to their table, where they greeted him with a mixture of awe and curiosity. "Are you Bill Gates?" one of the students asked, her voice filled with excitement. "Yes, I am," he replied with a smile. The student seemed in awe, but she quickly regained her composure. "What brings you here, Mr. Gates? We didn't expect someone like you to be in a library." Bill chuckled. "Well, I believe in the power of libraries. While I spend a lot of time in the world of technology, there's something special about the simplicity of learning through books, something we often forget in the rush to innovate." The students exchanged glances. "That's interesting," one of them said. "You've been at the forefront of technology for so long, and yet you're here, taking time to reflect. I guess it shows that even in a world driven by technology, there's still a lot to learn from the past." Bill Gates nodded. "Exactly. Technology is powerful, but we can't forget the lessons that books and traditional learning methods can offer. They've shaped so much of the world we live in today. It's important to balance the rapid pace of technological change with a grounding in the wisdom of the past." The conversation went on for a while, with the students asking Gates about his thoughts on the future, innovation, and how he envisioned technology shaping the world. Gates, in turn, listened to their insights and shared his experiences, drawing parallels between the rapid evolution of technology and the slower, more deliberate process of learning through reading and reflection. As the conversation came to a close, Gates felt a deep sense of gratitude. The student's perspective was refreshing, reminding him of the importance of lifelong learning and the role that libraries and traditional learning methods still played in the world. Even though technology had changed the landscape of education, there was something irreplaceable about the experience of sitting down with a book and engaging with it in a meaningful way. Before leaving, Gates spent a few more minutes walking through the aisles, taking in the sight of the shelves filled with knowledge. As he stood there, he couldn't help but think about the future. The world was changing at a rapid pace, but the core value of education, learning, growing, reflecting, would always remain the same. And it was this timeless principle that had the power to shape the future, no matter how advanced technology became. As he exited the library, Bill Gates felt a renewed sense of purpose. He had always been passionate about technology and its potential to change the world, but now, more than ever, he understood that the real power lay not just in the technology itself, but in how people used it. The true impact of innovation came when it was grounded in the values of humanity, in the lessons learned from the past, and in the willingness to continue learning and growing, no matter how much the world changed. Gates left the library that day with a deep appreciation for the simple yet profound act of reading. He knew that as much as the future was digital, it was also built on the foundation of knowledge passed down through generations. And as he continued his work in the world of technology, he would never forget the lessons of the library, the lessons of patience, reflection, and the quiet power of learning. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Leave your thoughts in the comments. We really appreciate your feedback. See you again with more content soon.